Good morning, everyone. Zeprider with you. Glad to see everybody on the Dodge Dart forum. Getting together, learning to do some audio stuff for your vehicle. I'll go over a couple of things that I've already done, and you'll get an idea of what the subwoofer setup was like. I know I've thrown some pictures out there. We'll cover that briefly. Then we'll get into installing the new audio stuff for the Dodge Dart. As you can see over here, wow. I got some heavy boxes. This shit weighs like 35 pounds. Ooh, shit. Can I say that? I said it again. Doesn't matter. I'm Zeprider. This is what I do. Got started in videos a while ago. Motorcycle repair, maintenance, tune-ups, things like that. Check out my video blog on YouTube, Zeprider's Vlog. And appreciate the votes, you know, the views, and the subs. Everybody's always asking for subs. Makes me hungry. All right, so how do I do this? It's very simple. I video everything with my GoPro Hero 2. I frame all my shots with my camera on my the display on my Galaxy S4, and I use quality microphone, laptop, put it all together, and produce awesome videos. Without further delay, let's get this shit started. I've already done with it. I installed a Rockford Fosgate subwoofer. Let's take a look in the trunk here. You can see that it just kind of lays there. That from different tests I've done, this seems to be the best position for it. You've got simple connections going to it, very clean installation, and we're going to mount some equipment back here, namely the new kicker amplifier. We're going to install that, show you how that gets done. We're not going to make a 2-hour video. We're not going to drive you crazy, make you sit there and watch stupid shit like this. Let's get started. All right, a couple of things I want to show you. Tools of the trade to get this job done. We have trim removal tools. You'll probably find these. I found this at AutoZone. And the material that they're made out of won't scratch your car's interior, your plastics, your trim. I mean, I'm sure you could. Just be careful with them, but generally, no, you won't scratch them. This just helps pry some things away. Next one is this heavy-duty fella, and he allows you to get behind those rivets that hold the door, the paneling to the door, so you can get in there and pop them out without doing much damage. And lastly, I like to use a pick. So this allows you to get some of the finer things and pull them away so that you can reveal screws, nuts and bolts and whatnot. So let's get started on this. I'm going to get the camera a little bit closer so we can see in detail what we need to do here. Okay, here's what we're working with. We've got a couple places to take some bolts out. First thing we need to do is remove this trim piece here. Then we remove this little panel back here and the little rubber cushion here in the grab area. We'll start by doing that. So I'll take my trim tool, get a little face shot in there, and you can get in here and just gently pop this away. All right, take that trim panel off, and we can just set that puppy aside. I'll typically throw it into the passenger footwell. And we have 2 screws here and here to work with. And that'll get us started. Next, we can remove the little rubber cushion. So I use my hook, get in here, and just get in the corner and lift up the little rubber cushion that's in there. That'll reveal another bolt that's in there. I'll throw that in there. And then in here, we pop that off, revealing yet another bolt. So we'll remove these bolts and pull the door panel off. All right, now once we've done that, next thing we need to do is pop out our door and window control module. Take your little panel tool here and kind of slip it under there. You'll see that this little baby comes out in one cool piece. And you just grab the tab here, pull it away, and there's your door module. Put that aside. Now that you got that off, we got all the bolts off. Really what happens at this point is we take our panel removal tool and get those rivets popped out, and we can pop the door away, pop the panel away from the door, I should say. And you just work your way around the door. Once you have all the things popped away, you pretty much, let me refocus the camera here. Once you got all the rivets away, you basically just lift the door panel off and bring it down. Just to forewarn you, there is one more connector behind the door right about here, and you want to carefully remove that connector. That's the purple connector, and you can swing the door away. Now you can't totally remove the door panel, you just put it off to the side. If you take a look here, these cables are for your door release handle. They're like regular bicycle cables. So, you know, you can't fully disconnect them, so you just kind of put the door panel off to the side of the door and you should be good to go. And before you know it, you're revealing your entire door. Alright, so the next cool thing that Chrysler did for us was use more Torx screws. 4 for your 6x9 speakers, same size, T20, and you just undo this puppy. 4 out of there. Before I pull this out, I want to show you something important here. I'm going to tilt the camera down just a little bit. Right here is the harness for the speaker. It goes into the side. There's a little notch here that allows it to slip in past the back of the frame or the basket of the speaker and in. Why they didn't go through the side here or something like that, I don't know. Just be aware of it, that you got your wire here, and you know, you'll be okay. Take the last screw out. Pull the cheap ass speaker away from the housing, and there you go. And you've got a connector here. You just press the tab down and pull it out, and there's your speaker. It's gone. Yeah, paper, junk, all junk. So we've saved everything else. I put everything in here. We're just going to put these puppies off to the side. What I usually do is put the the factory speakers in the box that the good speakers come in. So let's go grab ourselves a speaker. This will be cool. Hey, you know what? Zep is feeling kind of psyched today. Let's do an unboxing. Everybody loves unboxings. So here we have our shit speaker. Throw that to the side. Let's grab one of our 6x9s. Of course, we got 2 boxes. Oh yeah. New car audio day. I love new car audio day. This thing weighs a ton. I don't know if you heard that, but I mean, it really does have some weight to it. I love a box with some good weight. My trusty Benchmade. Let's break the label on this. This label, I purchased the equipment from Sonic Electronics. I get all my car audio there. They're really good people, always have the best prices. So yeah, do your shopping there. And this little label just warns you to keep all the manufacturer's parts along with it. Stop teasing me, come out. All right. Oh, empty box, put that there. Lay this down. All right, we got some assortment of little wires. Pre-tinned. Well, we won't be using these. We got some factory stuff. Little manual. Nice. The factory wires, the factory connectors we're going to use are these. These are Metras, model number 726514. Let me see if I can get it up in the camera there. And this is a little connector. It just connects right to the factory harness, and you've got the female slip-ons right onto the speakers, and you are good to go. I got 2 sets. You know, they come 2 to a pack, 1 for each door. Yay! We got those. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, I got some crimping butt connectors, some panel clips as usual. You never know what your installation is going to be like. Tape. Let's untape this. Set you over here. As is customary, they include speakers. It's very nice of them. You buy all this other stuff and you get speakers. All right. Let's set our styrofoam aside and gander at the goods. I need access. Ooh, sexy. 3-way kickers. I'm liking this. This is the frame. You know but we're not going to use that. We want to keep our Dodge Dart looking factory, but kicking with these bad boys. All right. Get a little bit closer there. Love an unboxing. All right. We spin her around, and we got this big ass magnet. Man, this is where all the weight is. DS693s. 4 ohm. Nice. Very, very nice. Good quality. I like the materials used. You got your connectors which you're coordinating. You got a larger one and a smaller one. Very smart. Oh, these are going to sound awesome. I can already tell. All right. So, here we have it. We've got our speaker, and we just need to get her connected. So let's pop open this Metro bag. Get you out of the way. I'm so excited. All right. Open up the Metro bag. My trusty Benchmade. We got our wire connectors here. Ow. And very smart. They made everything simple for you. You've got speakers with a large and small connection. I've seen them without. Trust me, it can be confusing. So you got large and small, and then you got your Chrysler connector there. Beautiful thing. So let's just do that. Just get this puppy on there. Then we'll take it over to the door and jam on it. I'm going to be gentle putting these on. They're usually a very tight fit, and you don't want to bend or damage anything. Whatever you do, never drop your speaker. That could bring about unpleasant results. All right, nice snap on, and there we go. We got solid connections. So let's see if we can get this bad boy into the door. Fingers crossed. We don't know about the depth of these yet. We just want them to, you know, that's what we want. And we'll do it so we make sure that the kicker side is up. So we get the highs up top. Let's do this. So let's take a look inside this speaker opening. You've got your whole basket here, and you've got this wraparound panel going on. And one of our concerns is this speaker actually going to fit in here? One of the things we've got is this little nub right here. This is where a piece of frame mounts to. Okay, and it looks like a bolt goes in there, and then you've got this rear basket going on here. That's an edge. So what are we really going to get out of this? First, let's take a look at the connector. Here's our kicker speaker. Okay. All right, with the connector to consider, we basically have the door connector here, and we've got the speaker connector here, and these two should be like friends. Yes, see? Just nips together, and you've got a connection. You got your little slot here, so you put your cord in there, right? And then you take your speaker and you try to mount it in there. Oh no, we have a depth problem here. It appears that the large magnet is butting up against this bolt here that bolts to the frame. Isn't that crazy? That's just crazy. From what I understand, I was expecting these not to be a perfect fit here. I know that from what I've heard, they will fit the rear door, no problem, but that's okay. We're gonna get this figured out, like this. All right, anybody who's anybody knows you want to get some cutting done, you got to have the right tools. Okay, so here we are. What we had to do is, you remember the image of the nut from the original shot. You can see here that you got basically 3 ribs going down. This one came into a star that was protruding outwards this way. And these ramped up, same thing down here. I just cut this bastard back until it was flat, absolutely flat as the other 3. Okay, I could probably do more and cut all of this back as far as possible, but I don't want to jeopardize the integrity of this installation. So if you just cut this flat, cut everything flat here till they're all the same height, you should be okay. Ultimately, what we get with the speaker is probably a 3 to 4 millimeter gap all the way around the adjust the camera. Ultimately, what we get is a 3 to 4 millimeter gap all the way around here. We can use the original holes to mount the speaker. Just when you do it, you want to get the speaker mounted so that it's flat, and then you get all the screws in there so that you have an even amount of space all the way around this. And even 3 to 4 millimeters all the way around. Otherwise, you'll distort and flex the speaker basket, and you don't want to do that. Learning from experience. And also, just take your time when you install it. A lot of people make the mistake to get over anxious with the screwdriver. Before you know it, you put a screwdriver right through your speaker. Not a pretty sight. All right, now that we have virtually the same amount of space all around the speaker, we want to tighten these screws down so that the screws hit the base of the speaker and she is secure from any movement in any particular direction. Alright, there's our speaker wire there. Okay, she's mounted, and we'll give her a little bit more tightening. You'll feel some loose play there. And feel the gap as you're tightening the screws. The moment you feel any movement of the speaker basket towards the frame, stop. Perfect. She is solidly mounted, and to give you an idea of the gap, just the torque screw can fit in this channel all the way around. Now that is something we are going to have to address, and we're going to address that with, we can use one of two solutions. We can use a foam strip. We can also use duct tape, because that'll work. Let's see what works best. Okay, I opted for the foam tape. This is Frost King brand. Picked this up at Lowe's, and it's got a sticky side, and you just sticky side that bad boy right into the channel, and you've got a nice seal, and it still looks factory. Okay, always a good idea to test a little bit before you close everything up. For you people overseas, before you button everything up, you just want to make sure it works. And it's working good. We got the foam in there. That took up the space, and it's solidly mounted. And they actually sound not too bad right off the factory radio. I'm a little puzzled what these things are going to sound like when I put an amplifier on them, because we're only driving them with what, 15 watts? And cranked up, they're actually, it gets a little distorted after a while. But I am definitely curious to see how these behave once we put an amplifier on them. So we've got it on there. Next thing we need to do is put the door back on, and then we're going to go and do the driver's door. We're not going to bore you with that. Afterwards, what we're going to do is move on to the rear passenger door and show you how that one works and how it works out. So don't let this discourage you. I think this went fairly well, and you know, I can't complain. They're not a perfect fit. Yeah, you need to do some grinding. If you don't have a Dremel, that could make things a little difficult. I just like to make sure I have all the right tools for any job, and a Dremel is certainly one of them when it comes to something like this. Go out to Lowe's before you order. Make sure you get yourself some of this sticky foam. Again, Frost King, nice thick ass foam, tacky on one side. That's what you want to stick into the edges all around the speaker, and just force it in there. That seals that gap for the most part. There's a little space down here, but otherwise very good. It does fit. So I'm going to move on to the driver's door, and we'll get that knocked out of the way. You won't see any of that. Then we'll move on to the passenger doors, and we got a little ways to go. Alright, here we go. Never before seen footage of removing the rear door cover. I've never been into it, so I'm just going to have to learn. We'll slip in here, grab this little rubber dealie. By the way, I got the other driver's door done, 10 minutes. I mean, once you know what you're doing, It's real simple. But yeah, got the other speaker in there. Come back here. And wow, yeah, it went in. I did my Dremel cut. Zing! Finished up with that. Put the gasket in. One suggestion I like to make is, you saw in the passenger door speaker, I tucked the gasket in there. Better yet, if you take your gasket and you stick it to the outside edge where the speaker rests against, and then you mount your speaker and screw it in, it's much better. So definitely do that. So looks like we got the traditional bolt here, the 10 millimeter. We got a 7 millimeter bolt in here, and the back door window switch. Come on, let me in there. Must come out. Sorry about the blocked view, folks. It happens. This is a little different. This plastic here, do you come off? Yes, you do come off. We'll pop you off. A little popper offers. That's what I thought. Okay. And then, now the door's off, we got the usual little connector over here. It's usually that purple connector. All right. Again, these are Torx T20. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're probably wondering what I'm oh-yang about. Yep, another cheap-ass 15-watt bass speaker. I'm oh-yang about all the room inside here. Okay, we got us another kicker. Find our factory harness. Click. And she goes in there. Let's mount it, the tweeter, this way towards the other passenger seat. Man, glove fit. Absolute glove fit. Front doors had to be difficult, didn't they, though? Okay, the next step in this beauty pageant. Oh, by the way, I've got to tell you, I shut all four doors, got all four speakers in the doors. Done, sealed up, panels are back on. I shut it up, started the car off, sat in there and jammed for a little bit. I got to tell you, it is already 100% better than the factory speakers. I wish you had a little bit more equalization, you know, that you can adjust. I am here. I'm on camera. You just can't see me. I'm here. But yeah, I wish there was a little bit more equalization here. I mean, that's always a solution that can be had. You can add in equalization after the fact, but wow. Yeah, it already sounds markedly better. So the next step is to get the dashboard speakers, which are hidden back here under this panel. And some advice on the forums was to make sure you tape up these side rails, protect them, because this will scratch them as it's coming up. Because I'm not really fond of sticking anything to my car. Just going to take a hefty sheet of paper and stick it in there. And let's see what... Alright. Seems to just slide up with ease. Follow it around. Everything's modular on this car. Yeah. Alright, so that... Let's do that. Put the other one I gotta tell you, that is a big ass piece. Oh, doesn't just lift out. Gotta pay attention over here. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if we can get a visual here. There's the light sensor connector. Just unplug that, and out this entire stupid thing comes. Okay, that's pretty neat. We'll stick that over there. I'm also seeing a little rubber gasket here that I bet goes around the back side of this molding. So what I'm going to do is stick it back on there so we don't forget how all of this works. Okay. Let's see if I can rearrange the camera so you can see what I'm doing here. Got this molding and I'm just putting this back on. Fits like a glove. Alright, so that's what that consists of. This whole tray. Got your air vents. Got these faux vents here. Got your light sensor. And this rubber gasket. And a number of clips along the way. So that's that. We'll just put that off to the side for now. Let's have a gander up here. What do we got? What are we working with? Okay, there's a dummy card where the other speaker would have gone. I can see the little speaker dealies here. Alright, how the hell am I going to get those out? Talk about having the right tools. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Alright folks, it appears that a good old miniature ratchet and 7mm does the trick. Just do a little patiently. Get her loose. And spin her out. 7mm. I'm shaking the camera. Alright, so that's 2 screws. Keep in mind one is smaller than the other. I'll show you here. The longer one goes on the right hand side, shorter one goes on the left hand side. Alright. Let's pop this speaker out of here, see what we got. Junk. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. There we go. Okay. Well, you know what I wasn't prepared for? This. I wasn't prepared for this. No, sir. I don't have a connector that's going to match this. Okay, kids. Making use of Chrysler's wiring diagram website, I brought up the diagram for the front speakers. This shows me that you have left and right channel, and they both appear to be purple and green. Purple is your positive, green is your negative. So looking at their little speaker that came out of the dashboard, I see we got green on this side and blue. I guess they didn't have a purple marker. Blue on this side. So this is the positive side, and it kind of makes sense because if you look at the connector on it, you've got, obviously your speaker terminal here, your negative, and then your positive. You've got a 2.2 microfarad resistor on here. I guess that's to eliminate, of course, the obvious low frequency signals going to the speaker, so this would be the positive side. Now what I'm going to do is my plan, because I don't want to alter the vehicle, my plan is to remove this connector,
and we take our brand new kick-ass kicker, beautiful little devil, very weighty compared to this junk. We're going to take this, we use the wire that came with it, connect it to its, of course, to its terminals, and then we're going to take these and we're going to solder it to the connector that we're going to remove from here. We'll tape it up to make sure she's safe with some good electrical tape. And then we plug the connector in, drop her in, and away we go. But we've got 2 to do, so we need to get some soldering done. Okay.
So here we go. We've got our factory speaker here. Negative, positive. We've already popped the connector off. Now what we need to do, make sure I get this on camera. What we need to do is get rid of this 2.2 microfarad resistor, bridge a connection between these 2 puppies, and solder our speaker wires onto here. Make sense? That's what we got to do. Get me a little solder daily going on here, and we'll use this shit speaker as a mount. I don't have any helping hands for my soldering. Those are the kits you usually get, and it's kind of like a magnetic base, and it's got alligator clips and magnifying glass and all of that shit. I don't have that. Let's grab a sliver of duct the tape, and we're going to go down the center and tape that to the speaker. Now, don't get confused. We're not using, this is just nothing but a stand for me to do some soldering work. And here, this is our positive side. So we're gonna solder positive to positive. She is tight. Next, we'll solder over here. Essentially what we got to do is get the existing solder to melt. The wire will stick. We drop more solder on top of that. Nice. Okay, so we have our connection complete. Now we can take this and we can just simply plug it right into the vehicle, and bam, we're good to go. I love a happy ending. So that's how you do it. If you have any questions, ask them in the forum. And I'm going to go ahead and get this back into the vehicle, make sure it works. I'm going to do the other one. Then we're going to move over to some big stuff. And that's the car length wiring and getting that amp hooked up to everything. Amplifiers, oh my. All right, isn't that sexy? Kicker in the dash. Up with the K facing the engine hood. I don't know, seemed right. Just a reminder, make sure that you tape up your connector. Use black electrical tape. 3M, people, 3M. Only use 3M products. Anything else? Ugh. But yes, tape up that connector because you got metal sticking around. I'm going to do the other speaker. What a fine day.